You are constantly told to protect your peace, prioritize your self-care, and find the perfect work-life balance. Yet, for many, following this advice leads to a strange sort of paralysis. You prioritize rest and boundary setting, only to find yourself wondering why your biggest goals feel further away than ever. This creates an exhausting psychological friction. You try to keep one foot safely planted in a comfortable routine, while stretching the other toward a level of success that requires everything you have. We usually frame this search for equilibrium as a sign of maturity, but the mechanics of the human brain suggest that this balance might be serving a purpose we don't fully realize. The constant urge to slow down and find center aligns perfectly with a biological mechanism designed to prevent the overexpenditure of energy. During the pursuit of mastery, greatness and balance function as opposing forces. To understand why, we have to look at the hardware driving these impulses. The human brain functions as a literal biological battleground. It is a collection of competing systems with conflicting agendas. The prefrontal cortex is the evolved, rational region. This is the part of you that sets long-term goals, dreams of high achievement, and understands the value of delayed gratification. Deep beneath it sits the limbic system. This primitive structure has been programmed over millions of years to demand immediate comfort and avoid any form of perceived threat. For most of human history, danger was a constant, and calories were scarce. In that world, survival depended entirely on avoiding unnecessary risks and conserving every bit of energy. Your limbic system still views the world through that lens. It sees the intense, sustained focus required for modern ambition as a reckless waste of metabolic resources. The sudden, overwhelming urge to take a short break after a short burst of effort is the limbic system panicking. It treats your work like an emergency energy drain that needs to be shut down. Your brain is highly optimized to keep you safe and comfortable in the short term, making it an incredibly effective tool for sabotaging self-actualization. Modern culture romanticizes the final results of greatness, while often judging the intense, lopsided process required to reach it. We treat balance as a universal virtue, but it is actually a tool for maintenance. It is what you use to protect what you've already built. During the climb, that phase where you are trying to separate yourself from the crowd, balance acts as deadweight. Mastery requires obsession. It demands cold rooms, late nights, and the kind of uncomfortable repetition that most people avoid. Reaching an elite level requires you to become a different person, which is impossible if you are constantly retreating to the safety of your old, comfortable habits. True mastery demands a season of life that is intentionally, aggressively unbalanced. This creates a biological impasse. If your own mind is wired to resist your ambition, attempting to force your way through using sheer grit often leads to a total system collapse. Willpower operates as a finite physical resource, a biological battery that drains with every decision. Trivial choices, notifications, lunch, scrolling feeds, constantly chip away at this reserve. When you sit down to do the work that matters, the battery is empty. Once your willpower is depleted, the limbic system takes control, steering you away from your goals and back toward the easiest path of comfort. Fighting millions of years of evolutionary programming with brute force is a recipe for burnout. Overcoming the biology requires a different strategy. Winning this battle requires bypassing your survival software through behavioral engineering. You have to redesign your environment so that the path of extreme focus requires less effort than the path of distraction. This starts with the manipulation of friction. Add intense barriers to your sabotage mechanisms. Put your phone in another room. Delete the apps that draw you away from your purpose. Conversely, remove every possible point of resistance from your actual work. Set your desk the night before. Clear away every trivial decision that stands between you and your craft. You also have to protect your golden cognitive windows. For most, the prefrontal cortex is most rested and capable in the early hours of the day. Defend that time from the noise of the world. Treat every morning message and minor emergency as an intrusion on the deep, unbalanced focus your work requires. Most people never reach mastery because they spend their lives cautiously testing the temperature. Greatness requires you to stop fighting the current and finally let yourself get pulled under by the work. The comfort of a balanced life will be there when you are finished, but your potential has an expiration date. Protecting your peace right now is costing you your legacy. Choose one comfortable habit to sacrifice today and start building.